Hi, my name is Kate and welcome to my Stitchy Talk Show. Today I'm working on the first exhibit release of Lola Crow Cross Stitch's Museum After Midnight Stitch Along because after finishing the frame of it 4 weeks ago, it's finally here. In today's episode, I want to talk about fabric counts. Aida, Evenweave and Linen all use different fabric counts. So to be clear, I'm going to be talking about Aida fabric specifically in this episode, simply because that's the kind of fabric I use most often. So my favorite Aida fabric size has got to be 18 count. In a nutshell, if you're new to cross stitching, 18 count fabric basically means that within 1 inch, there are 18 squares. However, I'm aware that it's possible I might not be able to continue working on 18 count fabric in the future. That would simply be because of vision changes. As you can see, I wear glasses, so I'm aware of vision changes. Getting older is just excellent, isn't it? I've been thinking about it a little bit lately because someone who's close to me, who's a bit older and also cross stitches, is unable to stitch on any fabric that is smaller than 14 count. I have an astigmatism in my vision and it will most likely cause my vision to start failing slowly over time, and I will potentially fall into a similar place. And that makes me kind of sad. So with those thoughts and still being able to raw dog stitching, for lack of a better term, I've been gently coaching myself and relearning that while yes, it would suck, it doesn't mean that I can't use aids to help me continue stitching in the long run. So things like great lighting, magnifying contraptions, stitching on light colored fabrics, and using digital patterns so that you can pinch and zoom will help me to continue to be able to stitch on smaller fabric counts, even if my eyes don't want to do it on their own any longer. Cross-stitching has become a really important part of my life, which was very unexpected, and I couldn't imagine not being able to do it any longer. But if a day comes where I'm truly unable to stitch on 18 count fabric, then I'm hoping that by then I will have changed my line of thinking a little bit and be a bit more accepting of stitching on a higher fabric count. So my question to you is this: is there something that you've noticed that you've had to adjust or change to accommodate your hobby? How did you handle that emotionally? If you don't mind saying so, jump in the comments and let us know. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I'll hopefully see you next week, because as of recording this time next week, I'll be on an aeroplane. Yee! Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.